Good day everyone! For this video, I will discuss on how to determine the resultant of the forces. Let's proceed to the problem number 1. Number 1. Determine the resultant of the four forces acting on the body shown below. So makikita nyo sa diagram or sa figure na yan na may mga given na binigay. Like 300 Newton, 224 Newton, tapos yung mga degrees. May iba't ibang paraan ng paghahanap ng forces. Pero ito yung paraan na gagamitin ko is una yung pagtatabulate. Kailangan muna natin i-tabulate yung 4 na forces para matukoy natin yung mga gagamitin natin para ma-solve natin yung problem. Sulat natin yung F1, F2, F3, and then F4. Then dito sa kabila is yung X, and then sa kabila is yung Y. Dito sa force 1 or sa F1 is merong 300 Newton at nakalocate siya sa X-axis. Yun ang reference point niya. Kaya siya ay cos. Tapos meron siyang 30 degrees. Kaya ang X natin sa F1 is 300 cosine 30 degrees. And then dito naman sa kabila is yung Y, magiging 300 sine 30 degrees. Then, punta na tayo sa force 2 o yung F2, which is merong 224 Newton. And it will be a negative. Why? Kasi, di ba, nakalocate siya sa quadrant 2 that consists a negative and positive signs. So, yung X is negative, then yung Y is positive. So, yung 224 is magiging negative. X natin is negative 224 cosine 25 degrees. And then yung another, yung Y, is positive 224 sine 25 degrees. So, sa force number 3 na tayo. Then, sa force 3, meron siyang both negative signs sa quadrant 3. So, magiging negative 200, yung 200 Newton, magiging negative siya. So, negative 200, cosine pa rin kasi sa x-axis yung reference point niya. So, negative 200 cosine 60 degrees. Then, sa kabila, is parehas nga silang, both silang negative. Kaya, sa y din, sa y component natin is magiging negative 200 sine 60 degrees naman siya. Then, yung force number 4, kailangan gumamit tayo ng Pythagorean theorem para ma-identify yung value na nawawala. Okay? Kasi 'di ba, base sa nakikita nyo dyan sa video, dito sa video na to, is walang degrees na nakalagay dyan sa may 4th quadrant, sa quadrant number 4. O yung sa force 4 natin. So, hahanapin natin yon. Paano natin mahanap is, gagamit tayo ng Pythagorean theorem. Base dyan sa figure na nakikita nyo, is yung B equals to 5, and then yung A equals to 12 yung value, and then yung C yung nawawala. So, gagamit tayo ng Pythagorean theorem na may formula na C equals to square root of B squared plus A squared. So, C equals to square root of 5 squared plus 12 squared. So, ipag-a-add mo muna yung dalawang yon, then, square root mo yung makukuha sagot. So, C equals to square root of 169. Then, yung square root of 169 equals to 13. Kaya, yung nakuha nating value is 13. Then, balik tayo sa force 4 or yung sa F4 natin. So, sa X component, meron tayong 390 quantity of 5 over 13. Then, sa Y component natin, meron tayong negative 390 quantity of 12 over 13. Then, summation ng x component is ito. Masasolve natin yan sa pamamagitan nito. Ganito lang din yung process pagkakasunod-sunod niya. 300 cosine 30 degrees minus 224 cosine 25 degrees minus 200 cosine 60 degrees plus 390 quantity of 5 over 13 is equals to 106.7946768. So, y is 300 sine 30 degrees plus 224 sine 25 degrees minus 200 sine 60 degrees minus 390 quantity of 12 over 13. So, ang lumabas na sagot is negative 288.5385901. Then, kakalculate na natin yung resultant. Ito yung formula ng resultant. R is equals to square root of summation of x squared plus summation of y squared. So, R is equals to square root of 106.7946768 squared plus negative 288.538.591 squared. Then, ang makukuhang sagot is 307.668037 Newton or 307.67 Newton. Pwede nyo na siyang i-shortcut or pwede nyo siyang i-cut sa pangalawa or pangatlong number. Then, yung tangent, the direction of our theta is ito. Ito muna yung formula niya. Theta is equals to tangent inverse summation of y divided by summation of x. Then, tangent inverse equals to negative 288.538591 divided by 106.7946768 is equals to negative 69.6893437 degrees or negative 69.69 degrees. Yan na yung resultant, yung summation, tsaka yung theta natin. Ang resultant na nakuha natin is 307.67 Newton and then yung degrees is 69.69 degrees. Let's proceed to the problem number 2. Determine the resultant of the forces shown below. So, based dyan sa figure o sa diagram na nakikita nyo ngayon, is ang given na binigay ay mga Newton na lang. Katulad ng 600 Newton, 361 Newton, na wala na yung mga degrees na katulad kanina. Tapos kanina, di ba, may sinolve tayo na isang triangle din o yung isang angle na nawawala yung isang value niya. Ngayon, lahat na sila ay puro ganyan at nawawala lahat ng value nila o yung C nila. So, isa-solve natin yan. Kailangan natin i-solve yan para mabuo o makuha natin lahat ng value o yung magiging x component and then y component natin. So, list muna natin ulit force 1, force 2, 3, and 4. Then x, then y. So, sa x component natin, sa force 1, is merong 600 Newton. Then, 4, tsaka 3 lang ang meron. At dahil kailangan natin makuha ang lahat ng value na yan, gagamit ulit tayo ng Pythagorean theorem. Ang formula ulit is C is equals to square root of B squared plus A squared. C is equals to square root of 3 squared plus 4 squared is equals to square root of 25. Then, yung square root ng 25 is 5. So, balik ulit tayo dito sa diagram, sa x component natin. So, meron na tayong 600, tapos yung 4, over 5. Yung 5, yun yung nakuha natin na value. Then sa y is, meron tayong 600, 3 over 5. Then sa force 2 naman, merong 448 Newton. Then magiging negative siya ulit kasi nga nasa quadrant 2. Then may sign doon na negative and then positive, okay? Okay, kukunin ulit natin yung value niya. So, sa force 2, square root of 1 squared plus square root of 2 squared is equals to square root of 5. So, walang square root yung 5, kaya automatic 5 na yung gagamitin natin. So, ang x component natin is negative 448, quantity of 1 over square root of 5. And then yung sa y component natin is positive 448, quantity of 2 over square root of 5. Then sa force 3 na tayo, o yung F3 natin, na mayroong 260 Newton na given, tapos 5 and then 12. Tapos hanapin ulit natin yung value na nawawala. So gagamit ulit tayong Pythagorean theorem, C is equals to square root of 5 squared plus 12 squared is equals to square root of 169. So yung square root of 169 is equals to 13. Then, yun na yung value natin. So, negative 260, naging negative ulit siya kasi nga sa quadrant 3, parehas silang negative. They are both negative, x and y component, okay? So, negative 260, quantity of 12 over 13. Then, sa may y component natin is negative 260, quantity of 5 over 13. Then, sa force 4, or yung last force natin, is merong 361 Newton, tapos 2 and 3 na given. So, hanapin ulit natin yung value na nawawala. C is equals to square root of 2 squared plus 3 squared. So, yung 2 squared is equals to 4, and then yung 3 squared is equals to 9. Then, pag pinag-add kasi natin sila, magiging 13 lang. 'Di ba? Wala namang square root yung 13. Parang sa 5 lang din na ginawa natin kanina sa force 2. Walang square root yung 5, kaya square root of 5 yung sinagot natin. Kaya dito, square root of 13 yung magiging value natin. So, yung sa x component natin is 361, quantity of 3 over square root of 13. Then, sa y component natin is negative 361, quantity of 2 over square root of 13. Then, compute na natin or i-calculate na natin yung summation ng x and y. So, yung summation ng x na nakuha natin is 340.001846547. And then, yung sa summation of y is 460.45661073. Then, yung resultant, yung hinahanap is yung resultant. So, yung formula ulit ng resultant is equals to R equals to square root of summation of x squared plus summation of y squared. So, R is equals to 340.0184657 squared plus 460.45661073 squared is equals to 572.3922145 Newton or 572.39 Newton. Then, yung theta natin, theta is equals to tangent inverse summation of y divided by summation of x is equals to 460.4566107.3 divided by 340.01846547 is equals to 1.3542.10601 or 1.35 degrees. So, ang resultant natin is 572.39 Newton. And then, yung degrees natin is 1.35 degrees. The last problem for this video. The force system shown below has a resultant of 200 Newton pointing up along the y-axis. Compute the value of F and theta required to give this resultant. So, resultant pa din yung hinahanap. So, kung makikita nyo dyan sa figure or sa diagram na yan, ang given lang is yung y-axis and then x-axis and then meron lang 500 Newton, 240 Newton, and then yung 30 degrees and then yung theta niya. So, para makuha natin yan, ang unang bagay na kailangan natin gawin is kunin yung x and y components ng bawat forces. Then, i-isolate natin yan sa figure or makikita nyo yung kabuuan ng figure mamaya kapag nakuha na natin yan. Okay? So, ang una mo nang gagawin is kunin yung sum of y component. So, yung formula is summation of Fy is equals to Ry. F sin theta minus 240 Newton times sin 30 degrees is equals to 200 Newton. F sin theta minus 240 Newton is equals to 0.5. Yung 0.5, yun yung value ng sin 30 degrees. Then, it is equals to 200 Newton. F sin theta minus 120 Newton is equals to 200 Newton. So, nakuha yung 100 Newton dahil sa 240 and then 0.5. Then, F sin theta is equals to 320 Newton. So, 120 plus 300 is So, 120 plus 200 Newton is equals to 320 Newton. Then next, kukunin naman natin yung sum of x component. So, yung formula is summation of fx is equals to rx. F cosine theta plus 240 Newton times cosine 30 degrees minus 500 Newton is equals to 0. F cosine theta plus 240 Newton times 0.8660254 and so on minus 500 Newton equals to 0. So, nakuha yung value na yon sa cosine 30 degrees. Then, F cosine theta plus 207.8461 Newton minus 500 Newton. So, nakuha yung 207.8461 sa 240 tapos sa 0.8660254. Then, F cosine theta minus 292.1539 Newton is equals to 0. F cosine theta is equals to 292.1539 Newton. So, yun na yung Newton natin is 292.1539 Newton. Then, pagkatapos nating makuha yung y component and x component natin, is magdi-divide na tayo or i-divide na natin yung first equation doon sa second equation para makuha natin o ma-solve natin yung theta na meron tayo. F sin theta over or divided by F cosine theta is equals to 320 Newton over 292.1539 Newton is equals to tangent theta is equals to 1.0953131 and so on. So, para makuha yung inverse tangent on both sides on the equation we have. So, i-divide natin or ilalagay natin yung tangent na to sa magkabilang side niya. So, tangent theta is equals to 1.05313 so on. Theta is equals to tangent inverse or inverse tangent 1.0953131 and so on. So, ang magiging sagot or magiging answer is theta is equals to 47.605 degrees. Then next, isa-substitute natin yung value na nakuha natin sa theta, alin man dun sa dalawang equation kanina na meron tayo. So, F sin theta is equals to 320 Newton. F sin 47.6045 degrees, ito yung value ng theta, is equals to 320 Newton. F is equals to 320 Newton over sin 47.6045 degrees. F is equals to 320 Newton over 0.73850 and so on. Ito yung value ng sin 47.6045 degrees. And then the final answer is F is equals to 433.3059 Newton. So, ito yung resultant natin. At meron po tayong tatlong problems na nasolve sa video na to. At dito na po nagtatapos ang video na to. Sana po may natutunan kayo at nalinawan. Kung meron man po, maraming salamat. At always keep safe po. God bless and thank you.